Claude Diamond here, doing something a little bit spontaneous. One of my students, Alex, who will be joining us in a minute, and my other buddy, Jason, good to see you. And Jason and I were talking about marketing. What makes your business work? How do you get quality leads without spending a fortune, without wasting a lot of time, without getting a lot of rejection? As in most things, I talk a lot about sales, and I have a very, I don't want to say contrarian, but a different way of looking at sales. I think we need to use modern science, psychology. I think we have to be a thespian, a good actor to create an environment to make everyone comfortable. We need information, and we want to stay away from traditional dog and pony features and benefits type selling. Well, the same can be said for marketing. I think the same problem that most people have with sales, they also have with marketing. They spend too much money, too much time. The quality of the leads is horrendous. Okay, you can. By the way, you can disagree with anything I say here, and feel free to join and put in your comments in the areas there. I will put in the link here. 1 second, and you guys, I will have you on in just a second here. I wanted to just do a little intro. But if anyone would like to join us, I have plenty of room here on this platform. If you have a comment or a question in Periscope, Facebook, StreamYard, not StreamYard, YouTube, feel free to post your questions. I love questions. But I want to talk about marketing. I believe in generating quality leads. I'd rather have a handful, 5 leads a day, quality leads a day. People are interested in me, my products, my services. I'd rather speak to somebody, 5 people a day, and get 5 people who won't buy from me, but at least I had good conversations. Because the most important thing, I believe, is leaving our egos intact. When we make phone calls and we get high rejection, I don't know about you guys, but I go to my wife and say, hey, honey, can I clean the toilets for a while or something? I don't want to make another phone call and get rejected. Okay, I hate rejection. I wear my heart in my sleeve. I still cry when Bambi loses her mother in the woods, okay? Disney movies make me teary. I'm sensitive. So I'm not hypersensitive, but the thing is, if I get too much rejection, I don't want to make any more phone calls. I'm the guy who came up with the phrase, the phone is like a cactus. Have we all had that? And so I would rather speak to warm leads and speak to people who are interested in my products, services. I know a lot of you are in real estate. So how do we generate those kind of leads? So we're going to get started there. By the way, I have a free mind map. I'll show it to you guys in a minute. I'm going to be using that mind map today to discuss this. And I have a couple of my favorite people here. I've got Alex Wosick. Did I say that right? Wosick.
Wojcik, yeah.
Wojcik. Okay, I thought the J might have been silent. It's Wojcik. Okay, the C screwed me up there. And we have all the way from Canada, we have Mr. Jason Powell. How you doing, Jason?
Hey, Claude. Thanks for having us today. This is awesome.
Thanks for doing. This was really, I did this with Alex. We had a 15-minute consultation that went into 30 minutes, and I spent about 10 minutes talking. What did I talk about? Everything except the weather, running, health. We talked about all those other fun things, right?
Yeah, the mountains, being up in Winter Park and Grand County, and I used to go fishing up there. I mean, yeah, we had a ball. It was good.
And Canada's up there where you are, Jason. Are the leaves changing?
They're just starting to.
Oh, okay, because I'm up here 10 to 12,000 feet, and yeah, it's definitely, the aspens are yellow and red, and the greens are here, and gosh, I took a run this morning. I think it was about 42 degrees. So I actually had to have my ears covered and my hands and all that. But I want to talk about marketing. So, Alex, why don't you start us off? You had what is your biggest challenge? Getting quality leads, and how are you going about doing it?
Yeah, I mean, our biggest challenge is, we hit a lot of pre-foreclosures. So the attraction marketing piece, right? So we're getting ready to get into radio and some other things where people will hear about us, and then having them be able to research us online, and then have that content to be able to hit on certain niche key issues that a lot of people face.
Okay, you said radio. That's interesting. So you're actually utilizing paid commercials on local radio stations?
So that's something we're looking to get into. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, people are, the moratoriums have come off for utilities and stuff like that. So I know people are running into issues. So yeah, we're going to get on the radio, get some brand recognition. We're with the BBB. So yeah, just building that trust and yeah, being on a channel that a lot of people don't think about.
Who are you trying to attract with your advertising? Tell everybody what kind of business, who is your perfect leads and how do you attract them?
So my perfect leads are people that are going through life changes, people going through pre-foreclosure.
You're talking about menopause here? What are we talking about here?
Financial distress with their homes. Right.
Oh, okay. So you like to work with those folks. Do you find, are they tough to communicate with sometimes? Are they going through the 7 different emotional states of rejection and failure and awareness and all those other states?
Oh, you bet. I mean, these people are, they're dodging phone calls from creditors and all these different things. They're all over the place, but they're happy. They have a good quality of life, but yeah, they're tough to deal with. Really tough crowd.
I have a lot of respect for that. That kind of marketing reminds me of, I know some people out there who do what they call driving for dollars, driving around. I used to do that too, looking for signs for sale or for rent by owner. Still works. It's okay. Or I know one fella, he knocks on doors. I have a lot of respect for people who go out there and knock on doors. I'm not your Huckleberry for that. I don't like knocking on doors. I don't like when they release the hounds, like on The Simpsons. I don't like the rejection and everything like that. To me, that is what I call piñata marketing. I live in San Diego, and one of the traditions for birthday parties is to blindfold the kids, and they have a piñata. It's a paper mache donkey or something, or an animal with a lot of candy in it. You got to keep swinging till you hit it, and people are pulling the string up and down. That's the kind of marketing that I see most people do. They're swinging blindly at some object, hoping they're going to find a needle in a haystack. I can't stand that. I'm impatient, which I think is a virtue. That's so much hard work and so much money and time spent till you finally get to a friendly prospect. And then you got to worry about qualifying them. Did you ever waste a lot of time? Maybe Jason, did you ever speak to a prospect and you had this great conversation? You thought you had a hot one, and then you found out they're not the owner of the house or they don't have any money.
That happens to all of us, Claude.
I know. It happened to me a lot. Okay, so I get a little frustrated. What kind of prospects are you interested in, Jason?
I'm looking at CEOs with startup problems to take their business to the next level. They're having issues taking their business from where they are to where they want to be.
Carl Randall, who just joined us from Facebook, says an easy way to get shot too. It's a crazy world out there. I don't want to sound like a chauvinist, but if my wife said she wanted to go out and knock on doors to sell Amway or something, I'd say, honey, I don't think that's the best idea of the world. So I think the bottom line, from my viewpoint, you guys can disagree with anything you say. I do all my marketing through social media and public speaking and live streaming. What we're doing right now, this is social media. I'm broadcasting on 4 different Facebook pages, on Periscope, on YouTube. I'm going to get a copy of this from YouTube or StreamYard, which I'm using. And then I can chop it up and make it into little videos, then upload that to Vimeo and YouTube, and then send it out all over the place to Facebook. So I do that kind of marketing. It takes a little creativity and time. It doesn't cost me any money. And honestly, I get quality leads every day. People go to my webpage. They schedule with me. I have a free calendar. They call me because I always give my phone number in all my marketing, 970-281-5151. It's also in the little floating banner down there. I also have a free, I believe in giving incentives. So if anybody wanted a free marketing mind map, which I'll show you guys in a second, They just have to call that number or go to my webpage, and I'll send them that for free. Why am I doing that, guys? Am I just an altruistic philanthropist who likes to give away free books and mind maps? Why am I doing that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to throw. I mean, in order to reel someone in, you gotta give them a lure. You got to lure them in a little bit. Give them breadcrumbs to come and get, the whole piece of the bread.
What do you think is the biggest turn-on word in all of marketing?
Free.
Free, baby. So you got to give people. So if I'm a total stranger, I'm saying, hey, trust me. I'm a wonderful human being and everything. And just give me your contact information so I can have my telemarketers call you and bother you at dinner time while you're eating your hot meatloaf dinner. Okay, that's the way I think that's the way a lot of people think. We don't want to give out our phone number or our email or contact information to strangers anymore, do we?
No.
I don't. Do you guys? Okay. So in order to get somebody to give up that personal information so that we can gain credibility with them, we have to give them something of value. And it can't be, and it has to be something of I think, decent value. So I always give away a free book or a free 15-minute consultation, or in today's broadcast, I'm giving away a free mind map that I designed. Here, it looks like this. Let me see if I can show it on the screen here, and I'll show you guys on my screen. There you go. You printed it out too. This is my idea of marketing. Let me have my gut sales system. Let me do some decent grassroots marketing. Before we get started, what are the three? What were you pointing at?
Well, this thing just hit me in the head. I got
okay. I thought there was an analogy to the fan or something. Oh, you're pointing up.
Yeah, your fan. Yeah.
We got some other people joining us here. Mr. Richard, I didn't see them. And Lionel Hampton, great. How you guys doing?
Can you got an email address so I can
send
you stuff over?
No, I don't, Lionel. I think you're on
the letter. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to have to mute him. He's on the phone with somebody else.
Okay, I'll reply to it like that.
I'm going to try to mute him.
Yeah, your email.
Lionel, you're on. Let's see here. We'll mute him this way.
So.
No, I can't.
I
don't know why, but I can't mute. There we go. God, finally muted him. He came on and he's on the phone. And looks like he's in the closet too. So I hope, not to take this the wrong way, I hope Lionel comes out of the closet. That's not a double entendre there or anything. Mark, if you want to join us, you can I can unmute you too.
Okay, I just unmuted myself. So
okay, there you go. Unless you have a Jamaican steel drum in the background or 10 barking chihuahuas, I love participation. I'm going to share a screen right now with you guys. Let's see here, and tell me if this works. There we go. Can you guys see that? Nope, that didn't work. Can you guys see that screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm going to give you basically the 6 C's of social media. It's got to be content driven. You've got to make it interesting for people. It's got to be informative. It's got to have a great title. It's got to be creative. What do we mean by creative? Entertaining, humorous. It should be, and this is the most important, I would think, it's got to be consistent. If you do one piece of social media marketing once every 2-3 months, it ain't going to work. It's not even going to work once a month. Really great I have studied great marketers on YouTube. And the thing I found out is that they're always putting out content. I put out, I would say, 3 to 5 videos a week. And on YouTube, and from YouTube, I share them on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Blogger, you name it. I put it in other social media. So I'm consistent in my marketing. You got to be contemporary. It's got to relate to today. Nobody wants to hear about what you did in 1989. Okay, they want to hear how you're dealing with today's marketplace. It's got to be compelling. It's got to hold their interest. Okay, you might want to talk about that you're having potato salad for dinner tonight, but that's not going to really attract people or hold their interest. You might want to put 5 ways to sell your property for the top sales price. 3 ways to do a rent to own. My 5 secrets of personal financial success that I did from the kitchen table. Make it compelling. It's got to be non-commercial. Why? Because nobody wants another commercial. Okay, it's why we're all subscribing to Hulu and Netflix and things like that. So those are the 6 areas that of the 6 C's, I call them, of social media. What social media do I use? I love Facebook. I use Periscope. I use YouTube. I record a lot of my videos on Zoom. You can use Skype. You used to be able to record on YouTube. Actually, you can. I'll take it back. You can do what I'm doing right now. You can actually, whoops, lost the screen there. You can actually record, stream live on YouTube, and then from there. But it's very difficult to edit it within YouTube, although you can do that too. So those are a few of the things I just wanted to share with you guys. There's a lot more here. My rule of 5 marketing plan. And when you get and you want to generate these kind of leads, let me get out of here. Okay, am I back?
Yep.
That's the marketing I do every day. I start with a Zoom video. I pick a topic. I'll take my famous little composition book here. Every day when I talk to people, Alex and I were talking today, and we were talking about marketing, and I could do a webinar on marketing. I have, in fact. But my marketing is different today than it was from 20 years ago. 20 years ago, we did more magazines, more radio and TV. We did classified ads. We did more door hangers. People still do a lot of these things. But I see the beauty of social media marketing, where if I can if I can take some topics and just write them down and then give them a great sexy title and a description in the box, and then talk about that title for 2-3 minutes, not very long, and make it interesting, and get, and even if I make mistakes, and by the way, it doesn't have to be high tech. Okay, you don't have to have blazing missiles and comets in the background and all that stuff. I think the content is the most important thing. And then always end with something of value, a call to action. Always end with something at the end, of something for free. Call me, I answer my own phone. I've been saying that for over 20 years. Guess what happens when you tell people you answer your own phone? Guess what happens, guys?
Get called.
They call. Hello, Carl. Welcome. They call. And what's the best thing in marketing? Somebody calls you. Somebody emails you. Somebody texts you. Somebody subscribes or schedules with you. Those are what I call warm prospects. Do we love a warm prospect? Who doesn't? And that to me is, if I can speak to enough warm, lukewarm prospects, people who know what my product or service is, have a problem. I want you to be doctors. Okay. Carl, Dr. Carl, unmute yourself there for a second. Or do I have?
I'm here.
You're my doctor, Carl. I haven't seen you in 2 years. I come into your examination office. What's the first thing you say to me, Dr. Carl?
Well, what's wrong? How you doing? What's aching you?
Thank you, Dr. Carl. My back hurts.
Oh, wow. Well, what have you been doing? Have you been lifting anything heavy?
This is a smart young man. You see what did he say? What's the first common say? He didn't have to be a doctor to know what language to use, did he? What's the first thing he said? What did you say again, Carl?
You've been lifting something heavy, or what have you been doing?
Well, Dr. Carl, I'm actually in construction. I lift heavy bricks all day long. And when I get home, I usually have a headache. I got to take a hot bath, ibuprofen. My wife's got to give me a back rub, which is not so bad, if you know what I mean. Okay. So, that's why I came to see you, doctor. Can you help me? Because these headaches, and I'm tired and achy all the time.
Sure. I just need to do an examination of you.
There you go. Now, you did that brilliantly, sir. A round of applause for you. You're a good doctor. When we have a pain or a problem, do we mind going to our doctor? God forbid, our attorney, our accountant, our dentist, our optometrist. Do we mind going to professionals when we have an ache, a pain, a problem?
Nope.
Okay, so why in real estate? Are you guys all in real estate, or are we talking about other things? Because this could apply to anything, basically. Okay, so why in real estate do we sound like clowns? You can disagree.
Primarily because usually we're trying to use some kind of script or something.
Yeah, we're dancing around the whole thing. We're not getting to it. We're trying to build rapport that isn't necessary. A lot of people don't care about that.
What do you guys do at dinner time? You got your beautiful hot mac and cheese with bacon bits on top and a nice glass of wine, a beautiful crispy salad with your favorite dressing, and then the phone rings with a telemarketer. Do you just let your hot dinner get cold and you talk with that nice person on the phone for 20, 30 minutes?
No.
I don't.
Mm-mm.
I don't. I'm nasty. You guys know the 11th? Who knows the 11th commandment? The one Moses dropped on the way down.
People can be mean to salespeople and still get into heaven.
Yeah, you could, because they're so when we are inundated by some person bothering us, we're going to reject them highly. So here's the thing: what definition of insanity? Somebody help me out. What is it?
Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Okay, so if we're doing what Carl said, if we're reading a script, we're using virtual assistants, we're doing robocalls, and we're getting 99 and 9/10% rejection. Why are we? Tell me if I'm wrong. Please argue with me if you don't agree with me here. Why would we do something that is so damn stupid, that's so high in rejection? Why are we doing something over and over again when we know we're going to get 99 to 100% rejection? Is it me? Maybe I'm wrong here. Correct me. Go ahead. I can take it.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I think that we think we can scale. A lot of people, business owners, they think they can scale because it's a thing of numbers. So they're like, I can, 1 out of 1,000 or 3,000 will close.
Okay, I think scaling is a dirty word in marketing. I think relying on scale. Okay, we're gonna buy a list, and now we're gonna mail postcards to 10,000 people, and we're gonna get less than a 1% return. And those 1% are maybe not the warmest prospects in the world. Why are they not warm? Because they didn't come to us. We chased them. So we don't know the quality of the people we're mailing to. We're just taking an obscure list. Did you guys ever get on a postal list? Anybody here get on a list and you get all that garbage in the mail? What do you guys do? Do you guys have a shredder like I do? What do we do with garbage mail?
I stand over the garbage can as I'm going through the mail and just rip it and drop it.
I do it automatically. Tell you a little side story here. You know those checks you get from Costco every year? You guys who belong to Costco, you know they mail you a check. I'm the guy who shredded the Costco check for $336. I got so used to shredding stuff in the mail because so much of it was garbage. I actually shredded it. You know what it's like going to your wife and telling her you just shredded $336? Anyway, Costco, God bless them, gave me a new check. But it's true story. True story. My thing about marketing is that I don't want to waste time and resources, money, on something that gives me low quality leads or a 1% return. And I know there's a lot of gurus out there talk about postal mailers, postcards. What other things are they talking about? Mojo dialing, texting. What are some of the other marketing methods they talk about?
Ringless voicemail, which is super illegal.
Ringless voicemails. Okay, voicemails. That's a good marketing time. How many of you guys leave voicemails? I do every one. I leave a voicemail. Do you guys? How many gurus out there say never leave a voicemail? I've heard that quite often. Have you guys?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah. Why do I always leave? I think you should leave a voicemail, but it shouldn't be a scripted. It should be original. It should also sound familiar, and you should sound like you're getting back to people. all the time. Who knows what a guts voicemail sounds like? Who wants to demonstrate?
Oh boy.
I will.
Okay. Claude's not in right now. You know what to do. Wait for the
Yeah.
tone. Boop.
Hey, thanks a lot. This is Mark. I was calling you about your place. I got a contract here for you. I just need to fill the numbers in. Can you get back to me by 4:00 this afternoon so we can make a deal, or we can work on a deal today? Thanks a lot, Mark. 707-210-1715.
Okay, that was good. I'll give you a B+ on that. I'll be generous today.
It was the pressure.
Okay. How about a little psychology and thespian acting skills? Suppose I told you I can guarantee a 50%. I said it carefully, Carl.
Yeah.
I can guarantee I said thespian. I can guarantee 35 to 50% return call rate if you leave a guts voicemail. Anybody else want to take a shot at this?
Is it something like, hey, I got your number, but I don't know what it's for, why I got it, and I was just trying to reach out, but I just don't know what it's about. Might be about a house. I'm not sure. If you can give me a call back, something like that.
Okay, that was good. That was good. I'll give you a B- on that one. That was okay. That is so much better than saying, hi, I'm just reaching out to you today. I saw your ad. Give me a call when you get a chance and everything. And they get that message all day long, right?
Right.
Are we back to our definition of insanity? Why do something that gets 99% rejection? Okay, so here, somebody give me a beep. Unless somebody else wants to try a shot at Guts voicemail here to get 50% return call rate.
I'll give it a shot. What if you're
go for it? I'll give you a beep even. Hi, I'm not in. Boop.
Hey, I'm trying to get back to you here, Claude, and I'm not entirely sure. My assistant left this on my desk. I'm really confused. I want to help you out. Please give me a call when you get this. 720-219-9928. Thanks.
Okay. Also, very good. Very good. The one thing all you guys are missing is familiarity. If I was a friend of yours from college or high school, and I called you back, or your next door neighbor, or the minister from your church, or somebody who had some connectivity to you, and you recognized that or thought you recognized it, do you think there's 100% likability you'd call me back? If I went, hey, Carl, this is your neighbor down the street. I got something here that might be important to you.
Yeah.
Would you call me back, Carl? You probably would. Okay, so we want to use familiarity. Why? Because there's a lot of psychology in guts. When you think you know somebody, do we have a different standard of behavior? Absolutely. Yeah. So who wants to give me a voicemail beep? I need the beep. Beep. Hi, Carl, this is Claude Diamond. I'm sorry it took me so long to get back to you. It's been so crazy busy. Listen, I've got the paperwork here and everything. I need to know, is Carl with a C or a K? Because I want to do the paperwork and contracts right. I need to speak with you before 2:30. Otherwise, my attorney's going to scream at me. Could you give me a call at 970-281-5151, buddy, so we can take care of this whole thing and finish it up? Listen, 970-281-5151, and let me know how to spell your name correctly so I can do all this. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. If I left you a voicemail like that, you would say WTF. It's not welcome to Fraser, okay? We have a town down the road here called Fraser, and they give away bumper stickers that say WTF, welcome to Fraser, but I think there's another meeting there. Okay, so Carl, if you got that kind of voicemail, what would you say to yourself?
Man, what happened? I better call. I don't know.
This might be a lawyer, contracts. He sounded like he knew me. Say, oh, yeah. Sorry it took so long to get back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did I lie in any of that?
No.
I was just being creative. I had paperwork in front of me. Maybe I'm not sure how to spell Carl. Okay. So can we be creative in our voicemails?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And the whole premise is the rule of 5. Alex, tell them my rule of 5. One of the most important things I teach.
If you can do something for at least 5 minutes a day, it becomes a habit. Specifically, call 5 prospects a day.
Yeah. Can we speak to 5 people a day? I just want to get you in. Go to the Walmart greeter. Go to your favorite Batista, not Batista, barista. Thank you. Batista. What am I thinking of? Cuba or something?
You're thinking about the actor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go. If I can get you in the habit of challenging yourself to speak to 5 people a day, and if they're warm prospects rather than cold calling all day long, and you can do it from your desk, and you can do it from your iPhone or FaceTime or Skype or Zoom. A lot of people who I call up, I then ask them if they have an iPhone. I was telling Alex about this today. I'll switch them over to I'll hit the FaceTime button, and then I have a video phone call. I don't know about you guys, but I used to get in my car and drive all over the place and get lost in traffic, spill coffee between my legs. People wouldn't show up. They'd be late. All that time, energy, gasoline, expense. How cool is it that we have the technology to talk to people face to face in their living room, in my office, all day long? How cool is that? Do you realize how wonderful it is? The technology we have today gives us such an edge in closing and selling people. It's a phenomenal thing. Are you guys using that?
Not as much as we should, for sure.
Yeah, I'm on video all day, guys. It's my only overhead. I have no employees. I work from my home. I had the specially built office here. I'm in my Colorado home. I also live in California and some other places, but I always have a dedicated office, which is a tax deduction, by the way, if it is truly a dedicated office under the IRS code. I don't have any employees, don't want any. Maybe that makes me an anomaly also. Anybody here had employees? Anybody here ever been an employee?
Yeah,
I have. Terrible. All I do is watch the clock and count down the days to Friday. I'm not a good employee. I'm a guy nobody should hire as their employee for their company. I just don't fit that personality mode. Doesn't work. I love working from home. I can take a nap when I want. I can make as much money as I want. All I have to do is have speak to 5 decent, warm, quality prospects every day. And I do it all through social media marketing, public speaking, live streaming, creating incentives, giving things away for free value to people. And this, if it works for me, it'll work for you guys. The hard part about it is you don't have to spend any money, but you got to invest time. You have to invest time. Let's see if I have any questions here. If you folks who are watching or listening out there, we're on all kinds of social media. If you have anything, feel free to send us a text here.
I got something. If nobody else has anything,
go ahead.
Yeah. So let's say that we're trying to leave a voicemail, but the voicemail box is full. What about a text message, or this is a new thing, video text messages?
Sure. I love video or audio text messages.
Yeah.
Okay, audio text messages don't take up as much bandwidth, and so they just hit that. They're curious. But is curiosity an emotion we can utilize in prospects?
I think so.
I know so. Somebody sends you an audio text message. I don't know about you guys. I'm curious. Who is this person? What do they want? Who is it? Is it important? I'm going to hit that little button, that little sideways triangle or whatever it is.
Right.
I'm going to do that. Video also, Alex. Good point.
Yeah. Okay. So what if you're, obviously calling somebody, they have their house on Zillow, for an example, and they're looking to sell it, or it's an expired listing. I mean, what would be a good text message or video message to send them, or audio message?
If you were selling your home and it's still on the market and you had a lot of time wasters call you, it fell out of escrow, you're behind 5 payments, you got a job change and you're moving in 2 weeks and you're worried about the double payments. So where I'm getting at, you got to walk in your prospect's shoes. We call that empathy. What do you think your prospect wants to hear from a total stranger who's not going to act like one?
I'm surprised that home hasn't sold already. Something like that.
That's good. Be a little bit more creative. Remember, familiarity. It's one takeaway. The only takeaway you guys need to know today is familiarity.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got if that prospect thinks you're a very serious buyer, you have a solution to their problem, you're very doctorly, or there's you acting like you've already had a pre-existing relationship. They know you. They have a likelihood of listening to your message or responding to it. True?
Mm-hmm. True.
Okay. So what kind of message would you leave? Jason, you're too quiet today, man.
Well, I think Alec brought up a good point. So like in my situation, what if you're new to the, what if you're new to, say, doing what Alec is doing, and you're not sure what the person would want to hear, and you're not, how would you get familiar with your customer to the point where you would know
what kind of customer are we talking about? Buyer, seller, investor?
I'm talking about like Alec, like in Alec's situation, he's talking about, just in general, like what if you're just new to a certain niche, and you're trying to find out what your customer.
Okay, what's the product or service you're selling? Break this down a little bit for me. What business are you in? You're into something new, as I recall, some kind of financial service or something, right?
Yeah, the company I'm working with is Sales Process IO, and they deal with CEOs of companies that want to take that are stuck taking their company to the next level.
Okay, so you're helping companies develop expansion. Help me out a little bit more. What kind of companies who would need your service? What kind of company? What would be their biggest problem?
So like a say, for example, a tech startup, and they're getting into like product development before they're actually selling their service, and so like they're wasting a lot of time and energy and money developing a product, and they're not actually connecting with their customer. They find out when they take it to market that it's not actually a win.
And you would know this in advance, these problems? You would know in advance, or these are typical problems of your client, of your potential prospects?
Well, from the material that I've been studying, that's typically what we deal with, yeah.
Okay, so if you called somebody up and you had to leave an audio video message, would you talk to them about their problem? So I'd leave a message. I'd say, hey, Jason, Claude Diamond here. I heard you have a big problem over there with skyrocketing costs and everything like that. Suppose I showed you a way to reduce those costs in the next 30 days or less. If that's something of interest to you, I have some free materials, and I'd love to speak with you for 5 minutes. This is Claude Diamond. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you. I'm at 1-2-3-4-5-6-7. Call me today. Call me before 2:30. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah, so you just got to experiment, is what you're saying, and
you've got to experiment. What is the biggest turn on for people? What kind of personality do people are attractive to other people? A guy who's, hi, how are you? Yes, no, yeah. What's attractive to people?
High self-esteem, confidence.
I love that. High self. Here, I got to go back to I know you guys, not only Mark and Alex and Jason, I know you guys are here, but I did, this was our Monday, The Psychology of a Winner. And right here, baby, high self-esteem, confidence, okay, indomitable spirit. I think that's a turn. Not being a bully, not being an intimidator, not being a braggart, the guy who always plays try and top this. Nobody likes that. But I think somebody who speaks in an optimistic tone, who's a good listener, who tells stories, who acts in a confident way. I think that's an attractive personality. Agree? Disagree?
No, I agree.
Yeah. I've got Facebook user here. Has a good question. How can you fix my problem? Tell a story. Very good, Facebook user. Be confident. I think this is the way you got to portray yourself in your marketing materials, in your voicemails, in your audio and video, social media marketing. Yeah. Okay, if you go on there and you say hi, how are you today? And you don't make eye contact, and your body's slunched over. and everything like that? Okay. And even if that's not in your nature, can you become part of the gut sales method is being an actor, a thespian. That's the outer salesman, as I call it. So if inside I was a shy guy, ask my wife, okay? I used to, when we went out on dates, I used to write crib notes. So I'd have talking points with this pretty girl when I was 17 and she was 16, and I was so shy I didn't know what the hell to say. I had little talking points. Pays to be prepared, right? We've been married 34 years. Okay. The thing about it is, should if we're a shy, quiet guy, can we flip the switch and be an actor, play a role?
Yeah.
Okay. When we see a play or a movie and we see people playing these roles, okay. Mm-hmm. When you see Vin Diesel in those sports cars, Fast and Furious 18 or whatever, okay, do you think he really goes out there and drives cars like that and does those things? No, he's playing a role, and he has a lot of good stuntmen. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes in sales we have to play a role, not to be manipulative or disingenuous, but to make people feel comfortable. Who's responsible for the environment? How do you, here's a question for you guys. How do you make what is the best marketing environment for selling, for closing?
When they want to buy and they don't feel sold.
How do we create that though? How do we create that kind of environment? Tough question.
But by them knowing they can always say no.
Ooh, but we're back to the agenda. You read my book. You read my book. Tell everybody what the agenda is.
Well, the agenda is where you set it up at the beginning where, hey, it's okay to say no. As a matter of fact, I would rather you tell me no up front and we can part as friends. You know, your time's important, my time's important, but I'd rather what you're trying to do is make them comfortable so that they can, then listen without just saying no in their head at the beginning.
That was excellent, sir. You got an A+ for that. But that's crazy. Nobody else teaches that except your crazy Uncle Claude here. Why would I tell people to say no? We don't want them to say no, but why do I insist at the very beginning of a sale to do what you just did so well? Why do I insist that it's okay to say no? It's okay to fire me. It's okay to hang up the phone. I don't want you to do anything you're uncomfortable with. Why would you got to be crazy to say that to people, right, Carl?
That's right. Yeah. Because most people are like when telemarketers call, they're trying to build the number of yeses up, and that puts people actually in a defensive position. But if you tell them up front, hey, look, this may not work, no is okay, they relax a little bit. It gives them the permission.
How about the doctor part you played earlier? Right. Do you have a problem, sir? Sir, hey, Mr. Carl, how come that beautiful home of yours is still on the market? I know that neighborhood. How come that home hasn't sold yet?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? You don't have rats in the cellar or something, do you? It doesn't have termites or something.
Right.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with your house, sir? It's that you're near the park, aren't you? Don't you have those good schools nearby?
Yeah.
How come that house has been on the market for 6 months? Sorry, I saw your ad on Zillow, and I had to call you up. Please forgive. My name's Claude Diamond. I'm looking to buy a property today, and I could not believe that your home's the one on 10 Maple Street, right?
Right.
Why is you living in that home, sir, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, we live there.
How long you been there? 10, 15, 20 years?
We've been there for now 10 years.
Stay another 10. It's a great neighborhood. You don't really want to sell it, right?
Yeah, we got to sell. We got to move.
Stay in there. You don't have to move. Come on.
I got to get out of town, though. I got to move.
I mean, what is there? Is there a wanted poster in the post office? Or
No.
What happened?
No, I got a new job, and we don't need this house because we're moving to Texas, so we got to sell,
Okay, he did that beautifully. What just happened? The last 30 seconds. What did Carl just give me on a silver platter?
Gave you all the info.
Did Carl justify when I went in the opposite direction? We call it redirection.
Mm-hmm.
When Carl, and I told him to say no to me, and he said, well, maybe he's going in his head, maybe I want to say yes, you know? And then Carl had to, when I'm arguing with Carl, don't sell it, Carl. Did you ever meet a salesperson who said, don't buy my shit? Am I the only one?
Yeah, no one says that.
No one does that. Why is your crazy Uncle Claude telling you to do that?
It's the misdirection.
Misdirection. Prestidigitation. This is human behavior. This is acting skills and basic human behavior. And so you told me, well, we got to move. We have to move in 6 weeks. I got a new job and everything. I got to find a new place. You just gave me everything I need to know. You told me how to sell you now.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of me playing a guessing game or giving you all those features and benefits of how wonderful my lease purchase subject to wholesaling skills are, you just told me how to sell. Do you see how you can turn this is important, guys. This is a takeaway moment. Do you see with the right skill set, the right words, you can make the prospect into the salesperson, and you can sit back and drink your nice herbal tea and they'll give it to you. Can you see that?
Yeah. Did that help, Alex, as far as what you would ask them?
Definitely, yeah. And I had another question about like people that are in pre-foreclosure. What's a good gimme that you could give somebody? Because these are people that, I mean, they don't really seek out information. So what would be something helpful to, give somebody for free as like a little breadcrumb?
Well, what's their disposition first? Someone who's in that stress, they're going to lose their home. Maybe their spouse doesn't know. Maybe it's something. What do you think? What do you think emotionally they're going through? Are they happy people?
No.
Okay. So if you approach them like you're a slick sales guy and you want to take their home and you're acting, well, I'm smarter than you. I want to ask you questions and take your home and make money with it. Because that's their impression, right? This guy is a carpetbagger. He just wants to steal my home and make money off my back. He wants to kick a dog when he's down. So how do you fix that?
I thought of like we could give you a free financial review, but that's wasting a lot of time.
It's maybe too complicated for him right now. What do you think? What do you think as one human being to another? What comforting, doctorly thing you can say to him that here's a guy who's angry and he's ready to lash out at the next sales guy who calls him who wants to steal his house. You're going to do the traditional, hi there, just reaching out. I heard your home's in foreclosure and your wife doesn't know about it, and you're going to live in a cardboard box behind the Walmart in 6 weeks.
No, that never works.
That never works. What is
for me? I normally go ahead. For me, I never even talk about it being them being in pre-foreclosure. I just say we're buying houses in the area near yours, and we were just wondering if you might be interested in receiving a free, no risk, no obligation cash offer for your house too.
What if we tried this? A little bit of stroking and nurturing. When I say nurturing, I mean creating an emotional catalyst in this person so they like you, they respect you, maybe even trust you.
Okay.
What magic words could you say to that person that shows you're one human being trying to help another? Yes, I'm not ashamed of making money on this situation if I can. But what do you think this person wants to hear right now?
That there's a way out. That there's a way to do something.
Okay, so what's the first thing you should say when I answer the phone, Mark?
What's the first thing you should say? I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll do it the other way around. Somebody say hello. Hello, I'm in foreclosure. Go ahead. Somebody give me a role play here.
Alex, you're up.
Yeah.
All three of you volunteered for that one. That was funny. Hello, hey, Alex, I heard you have a problem over there. I think I have a solution for you. You wouldn't want to hear it, would you? Or should I leave you alone?
No, that would be good.
I specialize in helping people in problem situations. It won't cost you anything. But if I could get a little information from you, I have a few ideas here that might help you to save your home. If you want to speak with me. If not, I'll leave you alone. Should I get off the phone or can we talk?
No, I'd like to keep my house. Yeah.
Boom. first thing you should say? You've only got a second to kiss the girl at the doorstep. You're going to shake her hand or say, I'll come back in 2 weeks for that kiss, or are you going to go for it?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, the ladies who are listening, I tend to be a little chauvinistic, but it's my best analogy. Okay. What's the bet? Why don't you cut to, I'm in New York. I'm a New Yorker. No shit. I climbed the wall and they let me into California. Listen, what you can mince what you can say the same words that your scripted competition is saying and get 99% rejection. Or you can say something completely off the wall. We call it pattern interrupts that get them off balance.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I call up Carl, say, Carl, this problem is ridiculous. We should be able to fix this in the next 30 days or less. You wouldn't want to talk about it. I have a few ideas that won't cost you anything. Maybe we can fix this.
Yeah, let's talk.
Yeah. You'll say, who is this? What do you want? I'm trying to get a dialogue going. But if you shut me down in the first 5 seconds, there's nothing there, right?
Right.
So why don't we do something, once again, familiarity or pattern interrupts. Once again, do something completely unexpected. Carl, sorry it took me so long Carl, I have 3 things written down here on my sheet here that can help you save your home. Would it be worth talking about them?
Sure.
You got a shot now, don't you?
Yeah.
But if you get clicked, take me off your list. Don't bother me. Call me at another time. Send me some information. Are you going to close that guy today?
Nope.
Ain't gonna happen. Trevor has joined us. Trevor Doringer. Claude, I'm glad I made it. Glad you could make it, Trevor. Thanks for joining us. Offer solutions, Trevor says. Exactly. Just skip the howdy doodies. Skip the kumbaya. Skip the hi, I'm just reaching out to you today. Skip that stuff. Okay, that's the California version. Hi, it's a sunny day. Just reaching out. How are you? That's the California version. They're very nice. You guys ever go to an In-N-Out burger in California? They're very friendly. They always give you a little greeting, or Starbucks. Some of the Starbucks. I like the greeting, but this is business now. I've got to get your attention. I've got to capture your interest and somehow develop likability and trust. I've got to use different words in different ways. Time's going fast. I wonder why.
Yeah, it's good. Good stuff. Good stuff out here.
I'm just sharing you guys what I've done. I'm one guy who gives good phone, and I talk to enough warm prospects, quality prospects. Sometimes, listen, I had to start out. I was calling cold calls. Okay, I was driving for dollars. I was running a lot of expensive ads, but eventually my business evolved to where I'm doing fewer calls, but they're quality calls, and I'm using the gut psychological system to close people in one phone call. That is my secret superpower. I learned it from my mentor. It is the $1 million skill. We all think it's marketing or some special whiz-bang CRM or application, everything. In most businesses, when you're selling capital goods or services, it's about making that connection with that one person. If they go off the phone, Alex or Jason, and they say, man, I like this guy, what's the likelihood that when you have your follow-up appointment, they're going to do business with you?
It's a lot higher.
A lot higher. What about if you're the small guy, the new guy, you're working on the kitchen table, you don't have 50 employees, you're not driving a Bentley, you're not wearing a suit on camera, but they like and trust you? What do you do to your What do you do to your competition that spends all that money and puts on all that phony baloney stuff?
You're real. Yeah. Relatable.
I think people like to work with people they like and trust. It's the number one. If you guys have ever read one of my favorite books, Cialdini, The Psychology of Persuasion, number one psychological trigger, what is it?
Emotion, greed.
Greed is good. I love greed. Greed is very good. Yeah, in Wall Street, right? But what is the one? I should have said the question wasn't formatted correctly. What is the one thing that can get a prospect to say, you know what, I should work with this guy or girl?
Familiarity.
Familiarity, which is another word for familiarity.
Likability.
Likability. Thank you. Why do we go to that same little mom and pop Italian restaurant all the time? Why do we do that?
The garlic bread.
The garlic. I love garlic bread. Oh, I don't know about you guys. I'm going to die. My wife makes homemade garlic bread. She'll get a really nice fresh baguette. She'll chop up the garlic. She'll fry the garlic in butter and then pour it over the bread and then bake it in the oven. Oh, man, Carb City. And of course, she won't kiss you for 3 days because that garlic is pretty strong stuff, man. But neither will anybody at work. But the thing about it is likability. What do you want people to say about you after you get off the phone? Do you want them to go on the, what's the new expression, ghost you?
Yeah.
No, don't want that.
Anybody get somebody who says, yeah, this sounds great. I'll call you later. Send me the information. We'll talk, I think, later on and everything. And then they're on witness protection. You can't reach them. Whose fault is that?
It's ours.
Ours.
It's yours. What's the one thing, if you get them to, what do you want them to say about you when they get off the phone?
Nice
I
guy.
like that guy.
Maybe I found a straight dude in an unstraight world. Maybe this is the person who can help me save my house. Maybe this is a guy. Do you think they mind if you make money? If they like and trust you and you have a solution to their problem, do you think they really mind if you're making money off their situation?
None of our past clients have. No.
No. They're just looking for somebody. Has anybody ever been here under stress? We did the thing with Carl before, the doctor. You ever have a pain and the doctor gave you the right medication, the right painkiller, gave you the right physical therapy or the right surgery, and you felt like a new man again or woman? You felt good again? Don't we want to be relieved of pain? Yeah. So do we have to play that role? When we're a salesperson, we blend the familiarity with the likability, with the pattern interrupts, the shock and awe. And we also want to give them something where they say, this person has a solution to my problem, whether they're a buyer, seller, investor. Alex, you said before greed. Who wants greed? Which is, if you're working with investors, what do investors really want?
Money, cash flow.
What else? What's even more important?
Profit, security, I guess.
Ooh. Speaking of security, right, all the way from Queens, New York City, Steve is here. Steve Driscoll. This is a man who knows how to talk. How you doing, Steve?
Doing all right. And it's not
doing all right.
Long Island. Long Island.
Oh man. Would you have a slice of pizza tonight for me?
Absolutely, with a bagel.
Oh man. Oh, God. You know what's the one thing that I miss more than anything? When you move west of Philadelphia, do you know what you can't get anymore? You can't get a decent bagel, bialy, pizza, a hoagie. They don't know how to make the bread and everything. I don't know what it is.
I drove down south last week and I took 4 dozen bagels with me. I stopped in Alabama and my realtor there says, "What are these?" I go, "You just got to have one." Never saw one.
What are these little tires for my Honda, right?
Unreal.
That means you got, okay, so formulating that and using a Pythagorean triangle, you got 50 miles to the bagel, basically, with 4 dozen.
Better than that.
There you go. Hey, you joined us too late.
It's the way it is.
We're almost out of time here. Let's go back to the investor. Greed is good. He wants security, right? We've all seen the Bernie Madoff movies.
Mm-hmm.
What else is that other? What about the greed? When you talk to an investor, do you want to talk about 1% return or something higher, possibly?
Double digits, infinite, something attractive.
Yeah. What would you say? What would you say up front to that investor to get his greed emotion going?
Claude, I got this great deal here on my desk. I don't know if you're still interested in making 5-6 figures on a property, but I got some other people I need to call.
Yeah. I don't know if this is important to you, Mr. Wojcik. Would you, you're not interested, you're pretty happy with that 1% in the Chase Manhattan Bank, right, sir?
No.
Suppose there was a way you could have a safe investment in real estate that could give you a 15 to 25% return with security and everything else you need. I don't know if that's of interest to you today.
That sounds pretty good.
Which means?
Maybe you could send me some information on it.
Okay, sure. Do you have a budget set aside for if you found a really good investment that gave you a 25% return on your money and it was secure and everything? What kind of you wouldn't have a budget set aside to look into that and make that commitment this week, would you?
Yeah, I probably would. I'd have to talk to my partner though.
Oh,
yeah, I'd have to talk to my business partner.
Oh, okay. And what would he or she say?
If it makes money, let's do the deal.
Oh, okay. Okay. See, did you see a lot of redirection there, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that doing the opposite? Do you guys ever see the Seinfeld episode, Opposite George Costanza? It's my favorite episode. You know who? You remember Seinfeld, right?
Mm-hmm.
I always talk about this. George is his little schlubby friend. He never has a job. He never has the pretty girl or anything like that. And he wakes up one day and he says, I'm going to go against every natural instinct I have. You know, he goes up to a pretty girl in the diner and says, hi, I'm unemployed and I live with my parents. The girl says, oh, wow. You know, here's my phone number, you know. She found it attractive because he did the opposite of all his natural instincts. In sales, I think we have to do that too. Because back to the insanity. If we do the same thing as everybody else, we're going to get the same rejection. A lot, too much. And if we get too much rejection, what happens?
Give up. Get discouraged.
I get seriously. I don't want to make any more phone calls, guys. I'm just being as deadly honest. I used to sit on this phone and make 1 million phone calls and get the voicemail, get the rejection, get the disconnected number. And it's like after a while, you're not jumping up and down to do that again on Monday morning, are you? No way. So you got to find a better way to do it. Absolutely. I have one last question here from Facebook user. Do you expect to see this will be our last question before I go. Do you expect to see a lot of short sales and foreclosures coming up soon with all the layoffs? What do you guys think?
I think it'll be delayed. I think it'll be delayed into late 2021. A lot of banks have been pushing this off a lot. But yeah, it's definitely coming. And short sales, we've had a lot of people doing refis since 2017. So yeah, you bet it's going to happen for sure.
Anybody else want to chime in on that?
Common sense, delinquency rates are climbing through the roof. Not a good situation.
Yeah. You know what's kind of interesting to me? Real estate in certain markets, New Jersey, Long Island, California, Phoenix, parts of Texas, the real estate is booming. I'm in a little country town in the mountains here. You know what their biggest problem is? They don't have enough inventory. People are leaving the big cities and buying homes in the country and the suburbs right now, and they're paying asking price right now. Isn't that interesting?
It's crazy.
400,000 people moved out of New York City. Oh yeah. Supposedly since March or April.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, man.
That's a lot of people. And historically, people have left New York City. When the crime was bad, when the economy was bad, people have moved to other places. Somebody has some background noise. You can have to mute yourself.
It's Carl.
Is it Carl?
I think
Carl,
so.
There we go. Okay. The thing about it is we haven't had a real estate surprise in a long time. I only know two things about real estate. It'll go up and it'll go down. I just don't know exactly when. I've been lucky in the past. I was very lucky in 2007. I liquidated a lot of properties before the banking crisis. Okay, I kind of read the tea leaves and said, how long can people keep refinancing their house for 120%? I knew people who did that 4 or 5 times. And I figured something sooner or later, this is too good to be true. Something has to implode. Right now, we got a lot of unemployed people. Businesses are closing. I mean, how many thousands of restaurants have closed or small businesses? That's got to have an effect eventually. And I'm an optimist, by the way. I truly believe we're going to get back to normal in 2021. I really think we're going to recover. We're going to recover quickly. But I think sooner we got, even the United States of America can't write blank checks forever. Sooner or later, we're going to have to pay the piper. So, and the banks, California has just extended the forgiveness on evictions for another 6 months. These poor, small mom and pop landlords.
They're going to be gone.
Okay. They're not getting money from their tenants. They can't evict them. So they can't pay their bank. The banks have voluntarily held off doing foreclosures, but as we get stronger and better, what do you think the first thing the banks are going to do? They're going to take legal action and take back these properties if they can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The thing is, I believe we're strong enough to survive this thing. I think we'll come out of it. I think there'll be some hiccups along the way, but I think I'm being Nostradamus here. I don't know. But my crystal ball says things will get better eventually. We never thought it would go this long. Do you guys remember in February and March? Did we ever think we'd be here in September, going into fall, thinking about Christmas, and thinking that this crap would still be going on?
It's insanity.
It really is
insanity.
Well, I truly believe we're going to come out of this. The one thing America has that nobody else has in the world, we're resilient. We're like a rubber band. We pull it out, boom, we're going to come back. I really, because we've been historically, study history, we've been through things like this, wars and things like depressions, things like this. We will come back from this, not without some bumps in the road, but I think by 2021, we're going to come back, we're going to be strong, and we're going to get past this. So I think on that high note, can I have an amen, please?
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
My mouth to God.
Days around the corner.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, have a great day. Thanks for joining. Alex, did we talk you to death on marketing today?
Yeah, we did a good job. I really liked it. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to learn what we do, you create your own economy. So I'm glad to be surrounded by you guys and be mentored by you, Claude.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Very nice to say that. If anybody who's watching this, I have a mind map on virtual attraction marketing. All the different methods I use. Just have to give me a call, 970-281-5151. I just did a new mind map. I did it on Monday, the psychology of a winner. If you want that too, give me a phone call or go to my webpage and type in the message box that's what you want, and I'll be glad to send it to you for free. Everybody have a great day. Thanks for joining, okay?
Thanks, Claude.
Thanks, Claude.
See you later, guys.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Thank you, Claude.
You're welcome.